Hi healthy family, welcome back to my channel. I'll be showing you guys today how to achieve this party jollof rice. You can see how yummy and sumptuous this looks. If this is exactly what you want to achieve in your kitchen, then please follow through this video so I can show you step by step on how I achieved this look. Okay, so what you have to get right is your pepper mix. So try and get more of tatashe. Tatashe is red bell pepper, okay, and cayenne pepper, that is shombo. Just try and get them more than your tomatoes. They should be more than your tomatoes, because remember we are trying to achieve a very colorful tatashe. These ones I already opened them. I was already opening them when I remembered I wanted to film this video, so I had to start from where I stopped. Pardon me, okay, but these are just basically all the pepper mix I had to use. The only thing that is not here is ginger and garlic, which I eventually added. I kept that aside and then I boiled my chicken. I basically didn't film that because I felt like it's something everybody is used to making. So it was just boiling my chicken with I didn't add ginger, with curry powder and thyme, seasoning cubes, salt and onion. That was basically it. Then afterwards I fried it. So I took my time in frying this chicken because I want it to be very dry so that the outer part can be very crunchy, okay, while the inner part would be very juicy. So I gave it time. I was very patient with it. I didn't really rush frying the chicken, as you can see. So I was done frying the chicken and then I brought it out. So usually people would throw away the particles in the in the oil before they start frying theirs, but I don't bother removing mine because I know they are just onions, dried up onions or meat pieces, which I honestly don't mind seeing in my tomatoes. So I just added my onion mix and with ginger, garlic, okay. I allowed that to fry a bit before adding my pepper mix, that is the tatashe, shombo and tomatoes. Now I usually don't like to add the regular onion, the regular pepper, that's the scotch bonnet, because I have babies at home and I want them to still enjoy the meal. So once I have a lot of tatashe and shombo, I don't bother adding it. Now I try to fry this to perfection. I let this fry until it looks as if there's no more water in it, okay. All you can see is just the oil. The reason I do this is because I don't want my jollof to slap, so ensure you're patient with your frying. So while my pepper mix is frying, I add my seasoning cube to it for everything to dry up, okay. And like I said, I try to fry this to perfection. Actually, if you can look at this clearly, you can clearly see that there's still a little bit of water, like the tomato doesn't look very dry, and I still just give it time. I'm usually very patient when I'm frying my tomatoes because this is part of the conditions, or part of the things that will ensure that you get the perfect jollof, okay. So just be patient with your frying. Don't be too fast to add water to it. Let it dry up very well, okay. Now the world is proud of me. They are wondering how I arrived at this. I mean, a well-fried tomato mix. Don't mind me. I mean, at this point you can clearly see that this tomato mix is well dried up. So the next thing to do is to add your chicken stock, okay. Now when you add this, give it a good mix so that everything can join up or mix up together, whatever it is you call it. Turn it very well. That's all that matters, okay. And then you let this come to a boil so that you're just sure. At this point you test for salt. If there is need for adding salt, you just add salt to it, okay. Then once it comes to a boil, you add your rice. Some people will say they don't turn their rice because their jollof, because you don't want it to get burnt. But hey, we are making party jollof and we need, even if it's going to boil, it should just come out nice, okay. The essence of turning this is just to ensure that all the spices gets to every part of the rice, so that some part will not be sweet and the other part won't, okay. So that's the essence of doing that. And afterwards I covered and allowed it to boil. So this is me here checking if the rice is fully dried, and you can see there's still water underneath. So what I did was just to cover it and allow it to dry up very well, because we don't really want a very soggy jollof rice. So at this point I checked and realized that the jollof was already fully cooked, but it wasn't burnt, okay. Now, some people at this point will let their jollof get burnt very well before they bring it down, but I do not advise that. So what I advise you to do is to turn up everything first. Okay, so in case there are still some spices or some of the seasoning that is underneath the pot, it is going to mix up with the jollof and everything will come out nice. So afterwards, just look at, can you take a close look at what we were able to achieve with this jollof. So at this point, if you want your jollof to get burnt, you want to have that smoky taste, you can cover it up after properly turning it. Okay, when you're done turning it properly, you can go ahead and cover it and allow it to get burnt so that you can get that smoky taste. If not, your jollof is perfectly ready at this point. For me, I didn't really mind the taste not being burnt because I didn't feel like having a burnt. So basically at this point is all your choice. If you'd want a burnt taste, you can go ahead and allow it to, burn a little bit more, and then you increase the heat of the stove so that it can burn very well. But if not, your jollof rice is pretty much ready. I didn't have to boil my own extra because I was very okay with the way it is and I didn't want that burnt taste. I hope you would be trying this recipe and letting me know what you feel about it. Do you really like it? Does it seem like something you would want to do again? Just look at this. Is the already served plate of patty jollof with my chicken. I was just about to devour this before I said, you know what, let me show my community my big plate of food. I hope you try out this recipe and give me a feedback. I would be glad to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're yet to subscribe, please kindly subscribe and be a member of our family. Okay, thank you for watching and see you next time on my space. Bye.